What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here. And Cancer, I was on a walk today and the moon's in Cancer and I was having these little moments of just emotional moments and they felt really nice. And so, how are you feeling today there, Cancer? And what is making you feel this way? And why is this thing making you feel this way? I feel this is a time to really just get deep down and you'll understand why because it's before we get into all that, Cancer, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really just the greatest, Cancer. And it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We're in for an amazing journey. Now, the purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot cards, but it's based on our ruler here, the good old moon. And I'll talk about what sign. That was a lot for Rhonda. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, when she's going forward, of course, just all of those lunar shenanigans. And just so y'all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation and everything will be dope, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. Oh, there you go, Cancer. Cancer, your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. And Cancer, happy Mars Day. It's Tuesday. Hope you're feeling energetic, ready to tackle the day, get stuff done there, Cancer. And if not, you know what? Feel free to take a moment and just kind of collect yourself, Cancer, because the moon is going void of course. And the moon is going to go void of course, Cancer, at around 8:44 p.m. and that'll be Eastern time. And then she'll be moving from our sign into the gregarious Leo on the, I don't know why I'm so over the top, Cancer, but into Leo on Thursday, the 25th, at about 2:36 a.m. So we're looking at about a 29-hour, 52-minute void of course there, Cancer. So really kind of sit with yourself, and that's what this void of course energy is about. This happens when the moon forms her last aspect with a planet in a sign, and then she just kind of goes off and wanders. There's no more energy left for her, so she's just kind of chilling. And this is a great time for you to just kind of just check in with yourself, Cancer. Really kind of check how you're feeling, and I feel like that really ties in nicely with with the moon being at home in our sign. That's kind of why I was kind of getting on that, like, really when you're asking yourself how you're, oh, hold on, I'm really ready to just wanted to talk about this energy, but it's just a great time for doing some deep breathing, recharging your batteries, and realizing too, Cancer, how sensitive you are to the energies and how they can impact you sometimes. So just making sure that we are doing things to cleanse those energies, whether it be like an Epsom salt bath or maybe even just doing some cleansing the space. I actually had not a situation, but there was someone's doing some cooking. There was some strong smells in here, Cancer, so I had to light an incense in my space to kind of cleanse the energies. But things like that, Cancer, was working with incense or doing some meditation, things along those lines. That's nature my problem. But also, you may notice, Cancer, that your plans may be subject to unexpected changes during this period of time, and that people may be less likely to make decisions during this energy. So this is just something to keep in mind there, Cancer. Now, because the moon's at home, Cancer, and as you can see, I'm feeling a lot about it. And you may be feeling a lot about this too, Cancer, because now that the moon is at home, she is allowed to feel however she wants, and really is in her emotional type of energy. And I feel this is why I had asked you earlier, not just how you're feeling, but what's making you feel this way and why this thing is making you feel this way. Really kind of meeting ourselves on a deep level there, Cancer, because this is a very healing and compassionate energy for the moon to be in. And I feel with Cancer, when you meet yourself that deeply, then that allows you to open up and meet others that deeply as well, to kind of see when they may be operating from an emotion that they may not understand. And it's not excusing what they're they're doing, but at least we understand the source a little bit thoroughly and can maybe approach them a little bit differently, or maybe put up the necessary boundaries for them to just be, and let them deal with these energies and just be that nurturing energy when they're ready to come at this in a more healthier type of way. But in this waxing gibbous phase in Cancer, there is an increasing emotional and intuitive awareness here, Cancer. So really kind of pay attention to that. This is great for focusing on your emotional well-being and understanding your personal emotions on a much more deeper level here. This is a very beautiful placement for the moon to be in. So if you can't tell, I'm really feeling it right now. And this is something too, Cancer, considering too, when you think about your chart ruler, when you think about like I'm a Leo rising, and my sun signs in Cancer, so my chart rulers are the sun and the moon. And so paying attention to those cycles, and if you have your sun sign in Cancer, the moon also does play a factor in this energy there, Cancer. So syncing up with these lunar cycles, understanding these fluctuations and changing of things are very, very important for you. But yes, this is a lovely placement for the moon. But last couple of things here, Cancer. These readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations. And then the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below some links for some other readers that I like watching their Cancer. Actually, a couple of them have their moon in Cancer. I'm a little jealous. Not really jealous, but I do love that. But yeah, they have a couple, or just check out the readers their Cancer. They're fantastic. Show them some love. There's links for a couple of astrologers that I like watching, some links for some apps, and actually, Cancer, there's some links for some podcasts that I like watching too as well. I'm sure you can find them on other platforms if podcasts aren't your jam, but yeah, definitely check them out. There's been one in particular that I've been listening to that has been really nice. It's cheaper than therapy. It's a really cool one. And then there's one for weekly trans. It's fantastic there, Cancer. All the tools there, all kinds of goodies there for you, and a couple of apps I like working with, Cancer. But let's get into this general energy of the day here, Cancer, and how lovely. And this is, I feel like, a lovely place for the moon to be too, because you have the new moon in Taurus card here, Cancer, for our general energy of the day, and this is a card of know your worth. And absolutely, because when you think about Taurus energy, it is about that self-esteem and how that is translated into the material world in a sense. But I feel like it's, the thing though, I feel with earth signs sometimes is that they can be a little overly attached to the material. And I feel like it's not letting external things determine your value and what like whether you have like the nicest car, or maybe you have however this may be translating, big houses and things, what you even like careers and such. It's more so about knowing what you bring to the table within, because all this stuff outside of ourselves doesn't matter. We can't take that with us when we're done with this journey. It's what's going on within that really what really matters there, Cancer. And I feel that this is a nice kind of energy too, considering that we're in this really kind of emotional and intuitively aware energy of the moon, this where you can meet yourself deeply. And then when we get to that new moon in Leo, we can celebrate the security that we've built within ourselves, and then allow ourselves to that freedom to express that energy as well, to feel like you can come from this safe space there, and to build up this confidence here, Cancer. So if you do find yourself in this kind of low self-esteem, and in Cancer, you never force these things. So just as they make sense for you, as these emotions come up and you feel the need to be a little more inquisitive with them and wanting to understand them more, kind of get down to the nitty-gritty of that, and understanding where the self-esteem issues may be stemming from. Maybe this is something that happened in childhood. Maybe this is something that happened in adolescence. Maybe this is something that happened last week. Maybe someone had you, because sometimes water signs can internalize things. It's sometimes I feel that we don't just pay attention to what is being said to us. There's more nuances to that, how it was being said, and then this is like in how we may have personalize that and internalize that, Cancer. So just paying attention to that. And this is great energy for that void of course energy, to do some hermit and things along those lines there, Cancer. But let's get some tarot on this and get some details. There's our lovely ruler of Cancer. I love when you sync up with the energies. It's fantastic. So you got the High Priestess there, Cancer. But hold on, let me get the rest of your cards before we get into this. Oh, and the lovely Queen of Cups. What is going on here, Cancer? Alright, Cancer. Well, let's find out what's going on here. Spirits. Alright, so... Ooh, look at these divine counterparts. Alright, Cancer. As you see, I'm just excited. So you have the Three of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, the Ace of Swords, the lovely Queen of Cups, her husband, the King of Cups, the High Priestess, the Moon card, and the World card here. Saturn energy there, Cancer. And let's talk about the High Priestess. Because look at the Moon there, Cancer. And she's lovely. And you know, Cancer, I feel that this is really getting more in touch with those things that you do keep down inside of you, Cancer. The Moon deals with those kind of subconscious energies. Even when you think about your moon placement, you know, the sun is like your rising sign, like your big three, your sun, moon, and rising. Your rising is, think of it as your house, you know, just like the structure of your house. And then when you walk inside, that's your sun sign, how you present that house. And the moon would be your bedroom. That's your private space. And I feel like there's this energy of exploring that private space, especially with the King and Queen of Cups there. It's not just, I love this combination here, Cancer, because I feel like this is you when we're talking about understanding your worth. What energies do we need to heal, in a sense, that we need to nurture within us? You know, what are the maybe some insecurities that are coming up there? What are some emotions that are maybe more poignant for you than others there? And understanding that energy so that we can turn those intuitive insights that we get and those understandings into wisdom there, Cancer, with the King of Cups being here. I love that this divine counterparts came up here. That's actually really lovely there, Cancer. And I do feel that this is something where, with the Three of Pentacles, I feel it's something that it does require work there, Cancer, and it can be a lot when we're dealing with these energies. It's something that not transcends, but it's something that may not make this kind of logical sense when you think about things from an emotional standpoint, but they're just as important as the mind. And I was listening to something the other day where it's like, you know, we really do value our intellect, and where that has served us a purpose there, you know, I feel that, you know, there is this sort of almost like emotional kind of, like, as a society, we almost are a little emotionally stunted a little bit, because we are taught that emotions are bad, or that you need to keep your emotions in check and things like that. And where I do feel we need to, there is some such thing as letting your emotions become reactive. But I feel the only reason we get into that reactive state is because we haven't invited ourselves to understand where these emotions are coming from, you know, to get that head and heart balance. And so I feel with the Two of Swords being here, that this is thinking, it's going about this energy here when you're in this Cancerian energy for the next couple of days, of kind of getting out of your head and getting more into that heart space there, Cancer. And I feel that could even help you make more decisions there. Find out, because I feel with the World card here, there's just some things that we may need to, there may be some things that are wanting to be closed out, in a sense. Some things that we, or, you know, I even feel more so with this World card here, it's like that maybe for some, we've been trying to close out things before we even really understand where they're coming from, even with this kind of energy here. Because Saturn energy is more, this is one of the rule, they rule both, you know, Saturn's the traditional ruler of Aquarius, and they rule over Capricorn, two very they're emotional signs, but they deal with emotions very differently. They deal with it in a more detached type of way, and I feel like they can shut them down more so than we can. Their Cancer, and I feel that there's some things that we can't really understand our worth if we don't look at ourselves as a whole. There, Cancer. And I feel like this could even be too. It's like even as you begin to understand yourself, then you collaborate. You start to not even collaborate, but you start to interact with others a bit differently here, because the Three of Pentacles can be this card of collaboration and working together. And I feel that there could even be this kind of tighter type of deeper bond that we can even form, because again we've met ourselves on a deeper level. There we've found where we needed to open some chapters there, and where we need to put some things to a close so that we can start up something new here, Cancer. So I like this energy. Actually, I'm gonna put the High Priestess there. Yeah, this is a lovely start there, Cancer. Let's get a little bit more on this. Even just thinking with that Three of Pentacles too, one last thought there, Cancer. There's this energy, I feel like, of knowing yourself outside of others as well. Not letting others determine your worth. It's more so that, I heard someone say, and I kind of like this, is that when you think about yourself, you're the cake and the rest of the people around you are just icing. And I really like that, Cancer. I feel like it's knowing that, no one just wants icing. But, well, you know what I mean, Cancer. But yeah, let me get some. Let's see what else is going on here. Thank you, spirits. Interesting. Oh, look at all these queens popping up here. So, Cancer, you have the Five of Wands, the Seven of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, the Queen of Pentacles, and then the Queen of Swords here. Let's talk about the Queen of Swords, because I feel because Cancer, the Queen of Swords is a very intellectual queen, but the thing with her is that she speaks from her heart. I feel like she's one that can get this view that she's a little bit cold and discerning, but she's a little bit cold, but it's more so that she has this discernment about her. She matches energy. She sees where people have met themselves and then will respond in kind. She has the Queen of Swords, I feel, is a very healthy expression of boundaries. And I feel with the Queen of Pentacles here that there is there's this need to, I feel like, kind of ground any sort of, with the Five of Wands, any sort of like emotional conflicts here, something that may have shaken up our foundations with the Ten of Pentacles here, where we may have, I feel like the Seven of Wands is something where we may have kind of criticized ourselves, or maybe where others have criticized us, because the Seven of Wands, look at how she's like always on the defense. And so I feel that there is this, with the Hanged Man, there is this newer approach to how we're coming at things, seeing things from a different perspective. And I feel like this is something where we are not necessarily forcing ourselves into this new perspective, but being the thing behind the Hanged Man is that they've chosen to hang themselves from this tree of life to have this, to develop this deeper understanding. Sometimes even too, you just need to flip on side of your head upside down to see life from a different perspective, and where we may be kind of sacrificing ourselves, or in a sense, to kind of fit in some type of mold here, Cancer, because the Queen of Pentacles too can be this kind of domesticated type of energy. I feel like in a low, but I feel like this is more so in a lower expression, where she's like just kind of doing the things in order to keep the peace, like showing up how others expect her to, as opposed to showing up how she wants to, and being like, doing the things that she wants to manifest and things like that there, Cancer. I love that with the Queen of Pentacles. But I do feel like this is kind of building up this self-worth as well there, Cancer. Finding different tools and different resources to know yourself a little bit more, whether this is however this may be looking like. Maybe we're looking at doing some sort of like talk therapy, which a reader there, oh, what's the she just changed the channel, the Lips of Wisdom, and which I think I need to update that in my channel notes now that I'm thinking about it. But this could be through maybe getting a reading, or maybe talking through some therapy, or maybe even just like watching different subjects on like maybe how to understand our emotions, whatever this may look like there, Cancer. But I feel the more that, again, where you get that education and get this deeper understanding for yourself, things become a lot clearer here with the Queen of Swords. So I'm digging this energy, Cancer. And I feel with the Seven of Wands too, just one last thing. Not to be too harsh on yourself there, Cancer, when you're getting to understand it, and to allow these emotions a safe space to be expressed. I feel with the Seven of Wands, because I feel like when those energies of conflict come up, if we always meet them with this judgment and things, then we're not feeling safe in our own vessel there, Cancer. And if you can't feel safe within yourself, where can you feel safe? So let's get some advice from the High Priestess. Let's see what's going on here. Alright, Cancer. Thank you, spirits. Last little bit here. Ooh, Capricorn must have heard us talking about him. So you have the Four of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, the Devil here, Capricorn, and then the Two of Cups here, Cancer. And let's switch back over. Because I feel with the Devil here, Capricorn may say different, but sometimes I feel Capricorn is one of those energies that at a lower expression, they do keep things bottled up, in the sense they say they're not emotional, they say they're shut off, they're cold, but really they're some of them, they're just extra. And that's nothing against Capricorn. But I do feel that the Devil is this energy of the things that we do in order to escape these things. When we notice that we may notice that like our self-worth is low, or our self-esteem is low, then I feel like that's where we get kind of into like this escapist type of energies here, Cancer. And I feel with the Five of Swords here that this is an energy of not comparing your growth and how the healing looks on you to others, because we all go through this life differently, understanding how these emotions and things and this growth translates on us. Because even if you don't, let's say, have planets in any sort of like, let's say, water energy, because I've seen some charts that don't have they have like no water that's going on, at least planet wise, but we do all have a place where a water, like for example, my water placements, as far as like when you think about your houses, my Cancer falls in the 12th house, Scorpio falls in the 4th, and Pisces falls in the 8th. And it just so happens that my water placements fall in water houses. They're just a little inverted, or not inverted, but just rotate a little bit. But we all have this energy within us, and it is expressed in a different type of way there, Cancer. And I feel like this Two of Cups, Venus in Cancer, is one that we need to nurture that energy, and just to find where we may have not given ourselves that space to feel or to understand ourselves, or where we've not been compassionate with ourselves. And when we have that shift and understand these energies, Cancer, then things do start to grow. And it does take work with the Devil, and even thinking with Capricorn, or excuse me, with the World card here, because like I was saying, Saturn rules over Capricorn. This is something that takes practice, and it takes work, it takes effort, but you can achieve this if we keep this focus, keep this discipline. And even thinking too, Saturn is in a very, very sensitive energy right now, being in Pisces over the next few years. So a lot of healing energy, I feel like, coming through here, Cancer. So, but I dig this. This is one that, and again, I feel like not allowing others to, I feel like, to tell you that, you need to control these things, or that you need to shut this stuff off. We need to understand them again, so that we don't stay in these kind of reactive types of states there. So I think I'm gonna leave that there, Cancer. A little something to feel about. But if you like that, Cancer, if anything resonated with you, give it a thumbs up. And share this thing, Cancer. If you know someone who's been maybe questioning their worth, maybe have been dealing with this sort of self-esteem, maybe not feeling that sense of security within themselves there. And go be that fantastic nurturer that you are there, Cancer. Share some of the things that you've learned about yourself, some of the tools that you may have worked with, some of the techniques that you've learned, and then subscribe there, you high priestess. Hit that bell button to get notified on all these videos each day. And then last little bit there, Cancer. Check your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus placement. Just like check your chart there, Cancer. Understand yourself. Maybe you have a lot of water in your chart. You feel a lot. Maybe you're like myself, have a lot of fire in your chart. Maybe you have a lot of earth. Whatever this may be looking like there, Cancer. But yeah, just check your chart and then come on over to my other channel, Alchemist 8. I do weekly videos, monthly ones, yearly ones, and it's a great old time, Cancer. And all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here so I can get you out of here, Cancer. Look at that, you got their oldest boy here. You got the Knight of Cups. And with this Knight of Cups, the Knight of Cups is one that he wears his heart on his sleeve. He's not afraid of this vulnerability. That is what I'm getting with this Knight of Cups here. And I feel in that vulnerability, you can learn about yourself again, know your worth, and then build a more solid foundation, because now you've allowed yourself to feel and see where things can be a lot stronger, where we can get a little more confident and grow there, Cancer. Because when we think about Taurus energy, they grow things in order to get this foundation. So I love it. Let's get your other oracle card here, Cancer, so I can get you out of here. Enjoying this lovely lunar energy. And are you excited, Cancer? Full moon's right around the corner, depending on when you're watching this. We got a couple more days there, but oh, I'm with it, Cancer. So you have thank you, spirits. So you have the affirmation for positive change there, Cancer. And one thing I noticed with this energy is like how she's in this pirate suit here. It's like she's ditched this dress. I feel like this is what society maybe has deemed you as far as like knowing your worth. You need to fit into this type of bubble there. Now she's just living, she's being vulnerable in a sense. She's not worried about what others think, and she's being her authentic self. She's gone within and has found her worth. And now I feel like now she's able to pursue her goals and to go into this change in a more healthy type of manner there, as opposed to when we're not doing this work there, Cancer. Things get a little murky and gets a little messy before we can get to before we get through that change. So I feel like it's like finding the positives in how being in this vulnerable energy there, that Knight of Cups, can help you understand yourself, Queen of Cups, and then transform this into different types until like going about in this world a different type of way there, King of Cups, and being this positive change, not just for yourself but for others there, Cancer. So I love that. I think I'm gonna leave that there, Cancer. So you stay safe out there, Cancer. Enjoy, being in this lunar energy. Really meet yourself deeply there, Cancer. Understand these emotions that come. Know your worth, because you are worth, you're worth the world there, more than the world there, Cancer. You're brilliant. You keep eyes on the moon. She's almost at fullness there. Things are getting kind of shining bright. So yeah, just maybe that might be something even too during this void of course there energy there, Cancer. Do some moon gazing. Let the moon, the healing rays from the moon kind of heal you there, Cancer. I'm with it. I'm feeling that. And I will catch you on the next one tomorrow.